So guys, today we're talking about the foods that you should never buy full price. I buy a lot of my groceries on sale. Now, I don't buy as many on sale as here in Wyoming as I did in Colorado and Kansas and Idaho, but in Texas, but I still try to buy as many foods as possible on sale. And for me, I only have 2 grocery stores in Walmart. No discount type stores at all. And so Walmart is my cheapest price. So I still keep track with my price book because then I know when something's on sale. The very first thing you should never, ever pay full price is meat. You should never pay full price for meat. Now, meat right now is fairly expensive. Beef has not gone on sale here in Wyoming for at least 2 months, maybe 3 months, not even for the 4th of July. The lowest price I've seen is $5 a pound for hamburger. Thank you, Bounty in the Badlands, for warning us that meat prices were going up. But if you get our Dining on a Dime cookbooks, right here, guys, might put a link in there. We have lots of ways to stretch your meat. And the number one way is to use it as a condiment, not as protein. If you have cheese or beans in your main dish, you don't need extra meat. So use a quarter or a half a pound of beef instead of a full pound of ground beef. If you just can't afford meat at all, just go meatless. Dining on a Dime, Volume 1. Right here. My mom did menus up so that you could have menus to think of, or you could have help to think of when you're making meal plans and menus. And we have a whole section on page 11. Here it is. We have a whole section on breakfast, so you can eat breakfast for dinner. And we have a whole page right here of meatless meals. So what are some of these ideas? You could have tomato soup, grilled cheese, celery sticks and dip. You could have potato soup with bread and apples. You could have Navajo tacos with beans instead of hamburger and salsa. You could have vegetable soup, chili. You could have fried onions. You could have macaroni and cheese, salad, dinner rolls, bean soup, wheat bread and butter and tossed salad, chef salad, burrito, spaghetti, jumbo baked potato, cheese enchiladas are all some of the ideas instead of meat. Pigs in a blanket, you could do anything like that. So if you just can't afford meat, there are lots of alternatives. And all those recipes are in Dining on a Dime, Volume 1, also on our website, livingonadime.com. And not only does it help, but it can help you lose weight if you start eating the proper portions. Now, I know all kinds of diets are out there: Mediterranean, paleo, keto, carnivore, 1 meal a day, all this. It all boils down to the amount of calories you eat. I don't care what anybody says, period. I was on carnivore for a month and I gained 10 pounds because everybody said, oh, well, you can just eat whatever you want. Well, no, I couldn't. It still boils down to you have to eat the proper amount of calories for your body and the proper amount of calories that you're using. You just can't do it, period. There is no magic anything. Now, if you just want to eat 1 meal a day and all of your 1,500 to 1,800 calories is in that one meal, that's okay. You can do that. That's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to do carnivore and all of you're eating 1 steak a day and that's it, that's totally fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not saying any of those diets are wrong. I've been on all of them. Well, except for carnivore long-term and low calorie. I tried it for a month and got frustrated after I gained 10 pounds. So I haven't tried it since then. And that was 2 years ago. So anyway, the next thing that I buy when it's on sale is bacon. I freeze bacon like crazy. I just cooked up a huge batch of bacon. I think I cooked up 20 pounds. And then I froze it all. And we've been having BLTs. I haven't been feeling very well lately. And I finally getting a few tomatoes. Okay, I've gotten 2 tomatoes out of my garden. like regular ones. So I had the BLT and the guys had the BL. So, so you can freeze things like bacon. You can freeze things like butter. Always buy butter on sale. It's getting ready to be the holidays. Butter is going to start going on sale a little bit more frequently. So start stocking up. You can throw it in the freezer and get it done. Speaking of diets, so this is crazy, but my friend lost 25 pounds. And she said all she did was have a ginger and lemon water drink every morning. She drank about 1 to 2 cups, she said, in the morning, and that's it.
Just in the morning?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, holy macaroni. She said she didn't change anything else except that it just helped her appetite to go down. So I don't know. There's a little tip if you guys want to try it. I'm going to give it a try. I got ginger on order at Walmart tomorrow, so we'll see. The other thing is cheese. Wow. Cheese, guys. When it goes on sale, I brought the wrong ad. I meant to bring today's ad, but when cheese goes on sale, I stock up, and it's on sale, and I think we're out, even though I only have one person in my family eating it now. But you know, he'll have hot nachos, he'll have a cheeseburger, he'll do that kind of thing. And Rob's on a seafood diet. I bet you are, Rob. So am I.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. So stock up on the cheese. You can freeze cheese. I just throw it in the packets. Now, I don't buy the great big 32-ounce ones. Usually, not all the time, but most of the time, I try to stick to the smaller packages because the food stays fresher when you use the smaller packages versus opening a big one. Now, when I had a big family, when I had 7 of us living at home, we went through a 2-pound thing of cheese every 10 days or so. So then I would go ahead and get it. Cereal. I don't know if I can go to cereal because the trauma is still there for me.
I forgot which trauma.
The water heater.
Oh, was there cereal? Oh, cereal. I was like, how's the
I
cereal related to the water heater trauma?
Wait till you guys hear what happened next in our house this week. Cereal is something I always buy on sale. Mike found the pumpkin spice Cheerios from last year that I was savoring for myself.
Well, I could have set them aside.
Actually, I don't mind. I'm just giving you.
I was actually looking for Raisin Bran.
Oh, and I failed you. I have no Raisin Bran.
Well, I've been buying it, but I've been eating it. Apparently,
I guess it hasn't been on sale for a while, has it? I am so sorry, my love. How can I ever beg your forgiveness?
I don't know, but you can try. Here, go ahead, bring it on. Ooh.
Does that work to start?
That's a good start. But I think I need a little more.
So I will stock up on cereal like after Valentine's Day and Halloween and Christmas. I'll get their holiday ones for 40 to 50 cents a box. So that when I want to make Rice Krispie treats, I'll make those with the colored cereals. I stock up on Cheerios and Rice Chex and all of those during Christmas time when it all goes on sale for making Chex Mix. Those are all ones that I will stock up on. The next thing is, well, okay, now I don't consider this, okay, this is not a necessity at all. But I know that 90% of the people probably get this. So I'm adding it in here.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'll give you 1/2 of a guess.
I already know. Ask them to put in the chat.
What do you guys think it is? Sandy, don't tell her your hot water tank broke. Well, how do I say the device in my household that gives us water for our baths and our laundries was no more? Is that better? Is that a way of saying our hot water tank broke without saying our hot water tank broke?
Yeah.
James got it. Ding, 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 ding. Sodas. Now, Sodas is not even close to being a necessity, but I know a lot of people buy it. So I'm adding this to the list. Labor Day, 4th of July. Okay, let me start at the beginning of the year. New Year's, Memorial Day, and sometimes they'll put a sale in between there. 4th of July, Labor Day, Thanksgiving, and Christmas are all the big ones when they usually go on sale for the best time. But we drink it. Now we have money. We drink it more. 1 a day is it, if we have it on hand. But I will not buy it when it's not on sale. Now, I did buy a whole bunch because on my other channel, Super Easy Recipes, I'm making 2-ingredient soda cakes. And the little turds that are my offspring.
For which things? Oh, the sodas? Yeah.
Drank all my vanilla Coke. Little turds that are my offspring.
You should have them replenish your supply for you.
They did, actually.
Oh, I was going to say.
I was rather impressed, and I didn't even have to ask them.
I noticed at least one of them has been doing that lately.
They walked in with a 12-pack of soda and said, "Sorry, Mom." So I was rather impressed, and I didn't even ask them. I think we raised some fine fellows.
I think so.
And daughter. It was the fellows that did it, though. That's why I said the fine fellows in this situation, but my daughter is a fine daughter, too.
Yes. But she's a foodie, and sometimes that means spending a little more for what she wants.
This is true. She's a foodie like her mother. So those are the main things that I will buy on sale to save money on my grocery bill. I pretty much never buy these items unless they're on sale. Now, I will give you a little caveat here. So Walmart, my Walmart has chicken for what is usually the sale price at the grocery stores. So unless the grocery, which is $237 to $267, depending on the type, and 87 cents for the chicken quarters. So depending on what you buy, it has to go below that price for me to get it at the grocery store. And sometimes it does. As a matter of fact, our freezer's looking kind of empty.
I know. Well, I thought it was because we haven't had one for so long.
No, it's because I haven't been stockpiling anything because we've been eating what we have while prices are high.
Wow, nice. Well, also, when our other freezer bought the farm, we bought this little chest freezer. And so you were also not stockpiling because we just had the little chest freezer, right?
And now we have this really nice.
It's like 8 feet tall.
Oh, man. When Pistol came to look at the hot water heater, he was very impressed. He said, "I got a good deal."
On the freezer?
Yes.
That's because we bought a used one. We should have bought that other used fridge too, just to intimidate the one we have into working.
I should have. I missed out on it, and I'm kicking myself now for doing that. So Susie says, my daughter had 6 kids, and when she bought sodas, she used to hide them and ration them out. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. Hide them in your underwear drawer. They won't go in there. At least the boys won't. The girls might, but the boys won't. All right, guys.
It's funny because I do think, is this a recipe testing thing? Because with the Cheerios, I asked her, I said,
it was actually
these pumpkin spice Cheerios, are they available or are they a recipe thing?
Thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
Yes.
It just seemed like the kind of thing that you would use for that.
Rob only eats what he can grow. Rob, you do know liars go straight to the pit of hell, right?
Ooh.
Rob, we know you. I know that ain't true. Little turkey. I had my oxygen chamber therapy today with Rob. Zipping me in there. Okay, Dining on a Dime Cookbooks by guys, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Start with Volume 1. Same, or not the same recipes, different recipes. This is just a continuation of this one. This is the one where to start if you don't know where to start. And then our gluten-free, dairy-free edition. The link is in the description below. And I'll tell you what. If you go to livingonadime.com and click on our ebook, I will give it to you for free if you use the coupon code DINING1.
Ooh.
So go to livingonadime.com, click on our store, click on the ebooks, click on volume 1, type in dining 1 with no spaces, and the number needs to look like this, and no periods, nothing like that after the end, and go clear to the end of the checkout and put your coupon code. Okay, it says discount code. All right, I'm going to take your comments and questions. Mike's going to get them sent to me. While he's doing that, I'm going to tell you. So first of all, I'm not really with it today, guys. I had my shingle shot yesterday, and it's kind of throwing me for a loop. I just was, thanks, Rob. Such great cookbooks. Get them, Sue. Yeah, he even bought some for family.
Oh, nice.
Okay, we're going to get to comments and questions, but what happened with our water heater? So Thursday... I was out watering and Jack was standing there, and then my other son, my oldest, came up behind him, and I looked over at the window, and Jack was like, like
from
okay.
inside?
Yeah. And I looked, and he was like, and my oldest was like, so I put down my watering, come out. Mom, the water heater's busted and there's water going everywhere.
Just another day in the life.
Okay, I can handle this. No, I can't. So we go, and first of all, what's even funnier was like an hour before that, I saw the shop vac sitting out there from the flood that we had a month ago that I forgot to clean out. And I thought, oh man, I know that thing's stinky. I got to go get that all cleaned out before we have to use it for another flood. I literally thought that like 1 or 2 hours before that. So here there's water going everywhere. I'm trying to quickly get the shop vac cleaned out because I didn't want blowing mold all over the basement. And so we got it drained. Thankfully, because we are privileged Americans, we have 2 hot water heaters. Although it's still a pain. You know what? It's okay to be sad when stuff like this happens. Yes, I still appreciate what I have. I still appreciate that Mike was able to jack the last hot water heater up and I was able to still get a bath. I fully appreciate that. Don't think I don't. But it was still a pain in the butt. And so I text Mike and I said, run to Home Depot and get mold killer, because what I hadn't said was the week before, all those sodas that I bought, a Mountain Dew had exploded in my stockpile room and I didn't know it and molded in the carpet. So I was like, okay, might as well just kill it all while I'm here. So Mike was at the library. I said, run to Home Depot, please. He got it. And so let's see. That was like at 7 o'clock at night by the time we got done with everything. So Jack and I were pulling huge shelves of stockpile food out because our oldest was in a car accident and has not been recovering very well. So Jack and I are pulling out the food and all this. That's why I was like the cereal. One of the shelves had cereal on it. I was just like, oh my goodness. And it had heavy stuff on the bottom. It had rice on the bottom. So anyway, my stockpile room looks like a tornado went off in it. I have not had the umption to get it cleaned up yet. So the next day, Mike, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, because what happened that morning that we were dealing with? There was something you were having to deal with that morning and you couldn't get to that water heater till 1. What was it? Do we even remember? There was some other.
Called me when I was in the middle of something somewhere.
You were putting out. It was Friday morning. You were putting out some fire. You were trying to work and you couldn't work because you were trying to put out some fire. I can't remember what it was. So
when I was at the education institution.
Oh yeah, okay. So anyway, Mike had something else he was dealing with that morning. And then he was dealing with something else also after that. Well, so anyway, he texts Pistol at 1 o'clock and says, does your company work on hot water heaters? Our son thinks that it's still under warranty. And so we need to have somebody come in. And it wasn't even 30 seconds later, a minute later, my other son looks out the window. Jack looks out the window. He says, Mom, Pistol's here.
Oh, I was here when that happened. That was after I got here.
I was like, okay, yeah. And so he said, well, so for those of you guys who don't know, our appliance repair guy, Pistol, is our neighbor, and he lives 2 blocks away. He said, oh, it's my day off. Let me see what's going on. Well, so apparently something had burst in our hot water heater. And then we have a water pressure thing, and it had burst. So we had to pay between $400 and $600. We don't know the total yet to get the hot water heater installed. But the $1,500 hot water heater was covered under warranty. And the next day, Pistol came around 1 o'clock. By 3:30, they had sent someone out and got us a new hot water heater, and we were set to go again. So happy.
Pistol. I contacted Pistol to say, hey, does your company do these before I call? Because online there's another company that had some gushing things about that. He said, oh, sure. And then, he showed up even while I was still on the phone with them. And he said, oh, this is what you need. Just tell them this and this and this. We called and they said, we had 2 guys that are done for the day and they're getting ready to go home. Do you want me to send them over? And I was like, well, I feel a little bad, but yes. And they had it done in an hour. Mm-hmm. I was shocked and surprised. But the out-of-pocket part was not just the labor. We also had to buy basically a pressure regulator.
And we got 2 pans to put underneath with long hoses so that when the hot water heaters overflow again, they will go straight into the drain. We have got that fixed, right? Or do we need to put something in there to get that? I don't know if we got that fixed yet.
It would probably work, but I need to make a slight modification to it. Yes.
Yeah. So I didn't get the comments.
We were out of town. Oh, did you say to send them yet?
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
And so anyway, I couldn't pull up the carpet. The carpet is glued to the floor in the stockpile room. So I got the non-bleach mold killer and sprayed all the carpet and the walls and everything. And before they put the new hot water heaters in, I sprayed all around up that. Thank you, James. Yes, if you guys could give us a thumbs up if you love our videos. And so I think we are demolded for the moment.
Well, one thing on some of those things failing, our house is 20 years old. And so it seems like it's not unexpected that some things that were here at the beginning might fail, although those water heaters were new.
Yeah, they were only 4 years old.
I was surprised on that, but it was the first time we ever had something like that die when it was under warranty. So wow, okay.
Yeah.
But it didn't occur to me to think that the warranty only covers the actual tank itself.
So we had 4 floods in the last year. And then this month we just got hit this month. So we're self-employed. So we had to pay our taxes.
Well, we got it. So we paid off our house and the mortgage company did not properly release all the documents. And so they sent us the escrow money back. But we had a number of months go by. And all of a sudden we got a thing saying from the insurance company saying, we're canceling your homeowner's insurance next week. I was like, what? So I looked and they hadn't paid it, but they also didn't notify the insurance company that they weren't supposed to pay it anymore. So the insurance company said, you can't pay it. It's being paid by a mortgage company. I'm like, your thing says you're going to cancel it. They're not going to pay it because it's paid off. So I need to pay it. And I had to kind of haggle with them a little bit to get that fixed.
So thousands of dollars.
But I had to pay all of the property tax that day. Yeah. Which was a little unexpected.
Thousands of dollars for that. Then we bought Jack a car. We give all of our kids a $3,000 car because they can't take a bus to school or walk to school. So that's why we do that. But they have to pay for anything over $3,000 if they want a soupier one. And then we had the refrigerator we bought. And then we had another great big bill due for something for one of the kids that we were paying. And then we had there was another really big thing. Car insurance was due. We had the car insurance due. And then we had something else. There was something else I can't remember. And then I charged a bunch of stuff because I didn't know all these things were coming due. So I charged a bunch of stuff pre-buying for videos that I'm planning on doing. So we had a several $1,000 credit card bill. It was like,
it was normally this happens and it's not too big a deal, but Tara was saying it's not stressing me out about the house mortgage, but there was only just a few $1,000s left on it. And I ended up taking some out of our emergency fund. And so at the time of the year when we usually have a stockpile of cash, we didn't. And then we had all these taxes and various other expenses there were like 10 different expenses between $1,000 and $5,000. And so it just was a lot of expenses all at once. And normally we save up through the year. And by this time, it's no problem to just pay it. And Tara said, do we have to pay all the homeowners insurance all the car stuff all at once? And I was like, no, we can pay it monthly, but it costs more. They give us a pretty large discount for making a one-time payment, like paying the entire amount up front. So I do that. There are a number of things that I actually save up and pay the whole amount because we get a massive discount over what other people are paying. Yep. And also, if you can manage it, it's a lot easier to make one payment than have every month to have to remember to do that payment also. So, yeah.
Yeah. So we got hit with tens of thousands of dollars in the last month on top of all of the refrigerator and the hot water heater and all that. And
what's funny about the water heaters, though, is we have a lift station that takes the water from the drains downstairs and raises it up.
That was the other thing.
To the
paid
sewer.
For the poop sucker.
To the sewer. And the previous owner called it a poop sucker. So we kind of think that's funny. It basically takes any drains in the basement and it goes through this thing that there's a pump that sucks it and pulls it up to where the sewer is. Well, one day, I guess we had family over.
Yeah, our daughter was here. It was Memorial Day.
And
it happened again on 4th of July.
They just happened to notice it was starting to look, the water had overflowed into the machine room, but the water had just started to come out in the hall and they noticed it and we all went on red alert. And well, after that, I thought, I wonder if there's some kind of alarm we can get to let us know if something is flooding down there.
Hold on. You didn't say the most important thing. Ellie and I were ankle deep in poop water. That's an important thing you left out. Mopping.
Well, anyway.
So hopefully you weren't eating.
So after that, we got a little water alarm. And if it gets wet, it goes off. And so then that same thing, we thought that thing was just something got clogged in the line and this plumber came out and said, everything's working fine. And so about a week or two later, it happened again. And then we ended up having to replace that unit. But the water thing saved us then. And then one day we had torrential rain and there was a spot where the water wasn't draining away from the house very much. And there's a place where there used to be a pipe going through the foundation and they filled it with expanding foam mostly.
Idiots.
When they took the pipe out. So the water just started gushing through the expanding foam. And so again, the water alarm let us know, which was great. So the water, and I fixed that. I ended up digging a big hole and putting some better sealer in the hole. And then I put a carbonate, some kind of polycarbonate sheet over it that I glued on with this waterproof sealer. So there should be never any water in there again. But then again, the boys noticed this was happening because the water alarm went off again. So that thing is more than paid for itself. It's really been good for us.
Yeah.
So, but it's funny because when Pistol told us when they come out, you can ask them to put a pan under the water heater and it costs a little bit more, but not too much more. And that way you can make it drain straight to the drain. And so I said, hey, if we do that, can we have them put one under the water heater, the other water heater that's already here? And he said, yeah, you can. So we're thinking
And
That's great insurance because water damage would be super serious to the house.
And thankfully, while they were here, I don't know who thought of this, but maybe it was Pistol, but they reversed the hot water heater. So the old one that's left is at the front and the new one's at the back. So if the old one dies, then it'll be easier to change out. So that was really nice there. And Karen says, wow, what a crappy story. I know. Let me tell you. So, although I was going to spray my mold stuff and the guy's like, this wasn't Pistol, it was another guy. He's like, oh, you don't need to spray that. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. I am not taking any chances. I'm spraying whether you like it or not. And I did. So, all right. Comments and questions. Post them, guys. If you have a comment or a question, Michael, send it to me. Hello, Tanya and Valley Badlands. Yes, it is hot. We are finally done with the high 90s. It was 99 today. It is still 92 right now. But as of tomorrow, fall is starting in Wyoming. Can we say, thank you, Lord? Thank you. And I looked at the month forecast and there's no snow. So we may not get snow in September. It still feels like we're going to get snow because at 9 in the morning, it is still really cold. But our 2 over 100-degree days are done. So, yeah. Belly Balance says early fall, winter is coming. Watch for the hummingbirds migrate through about 10 days early this year. Wow. The air smells like fall. Mom was just saying that yesterday when we were standing in line at the thrift store. She was like, man, doesn't it just smell like fall? I was like, yes, feels just like fall. It's crazy.
I didn't notice that, but that's awesome.
Diane says, today was tacos with volume 1 taco seasoning. Yeah, you guys can get that recipe at Living on a Dime, and in the description below is our cookbooks. And we also, in the blue one, have other seasonings and in our gluten-free, dairy-free one. If you're gluten-free and you need gluten-free seasonings, go check out my seasonings. Paula says, today we had grilled cheese and fries cooked in beef tallow. Ooh, yum. Diana, how much should we look for prices to go down on holidays such as butter? Right now, sale price here is $3.49 a pound. I don't know. That's why you have your price book. And I'll tell you, you have to adjust your prices when they go up and you don't find a price for 3 to 6 months that's lower. Well, that's your new low number. So if you haven't seen anything for 3 to 6 months less than $3.49, you might get $2.99 at Thanksgiving and Christmas, but who knows at this point? Who knows? So Susie, I made spaghetti sauce without meat. I used zucchini and heavy. Never knew. Oh, that's good. Donna says one of her favorite cookbooks. Thank you.
Yay.
Cindy says she buys the majority of groceries on sale and stocks up. Yep, that's what I do. Karen, we haven't had chicken on sale for a while, but I still have freezer full. Yep, I'm working through all of my food, so just fine. Beverly had tomato soup and grilled cheese. Cheryl, my local grocery store, had ground beef for $3.98 a pound and Dugganade's for $1.98. I'd stocked up. Yeah, that's great. I would too. Kimberly got 20 pounds at $3.49. Very good. She also says still waiting for her chicken to go down. Yep. Rob says he got 6 pounds for $6. Of what did he get for 6 pounds for $6?
I don't know. I asked, but I don't think he saw my question. Well, then he went on to say it was 0.6 pounds for $6. I think it's for some kind of meat, but I don't know.
Oh, probably hamburger.
Like, that's $10 a pound.
Oh, have mercy. That Rob, what are you doing buying hamburger? You don't need a hamburger. Elaine, lentils are a great substitute for meat because they are the same size, color, and texture. Yep. Sandy, I lost 130 pounds by exercising, limiting my calories and moving. Very good. Karen, we had potato soup tonight because it's so cool and rainy out. Naomi, question, I'm moving, so I'm going through my pantry and freezer to not have a lot to move. I have missed some deals. Should I still go with this plan or just buy what's on sale? No, you're not buying anything until you move. I mean, unless it's just something that is just so great, like you get canned food for 10 or 20 cents a can or something. Okay, I would maybe move that if it's something that you use all the time. But no, you just eat what you have and don't worry about it until you get moved. Susie, so are you guys using fresh ginger? I'm not a ginger fan, but I do love the candied for upset stomach. Yeah, it's fresh ginger. My friend is shredding it, slicing it, and boiling it in water, adding 3 lemons, making a gallon, and then she drinks that over 3 to 5 days.
is what she's doing. So, Elaine, after college, I was working all the time and steadily making it. I became a vegetarian because I was too poor to afford meat. Stick with it for 4 years. Yeah. Kimberly, bacon on sale for the next 2 weeks, $2.79 a pound. Got 2 pounds today. Very good. Jennifer, do you think it's worth, you'd send me the next one, getting some little freezer containers for individual servings of soup for when you're too tired to stick or cook? Yes, I do that all the time. And I wish I had something like that right now. Because I think we've eaten through all of ours. Paula, watch Walmart in caps right after Thanksgiving. Got a good size cinnamon, 50 cents each. That is a great tip. Yes, the end caps after Thanksgiving and Christmas both. I got stuffing after Christmas for 50 cents a box. It was good until 2026, so I've got 10 boxes of that down there. She got condensed milk for 50 cents. I did the same thing after Thanksgiving once. Used a lot of that. I bought a good amount. Very good for you. She also got pepper for 50 cents. Man, you got some deals. Sandy, pop is a treat. I buy it once in a blue moon. Yep. Paula, our hot water heater burst and we had several inches of water in the basement floor. Thankfully, insurance dried it out and paid for the damage. Thankfully, I was able to dry it out myself and didn't cost that much. Yeah. Warden, I buy anything unless it's on sale or I have a coupon for it. Yep. Warden Beth. Susie, my daughter has 6 kids and she used to ration them. Yep. Paula, I'm a caffeine addict, 64 and raising an 11-year-old. Energy is a necessity. However, down for the moment. Hurt hip. Oh, Paula, I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness, I cannot imagine being 64 and raising my 11-year-old kid. I know it happens all the time, but the way I'm feeling right now, I feel 94.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Vicky, do potato flakes last well past the expiration? Yes, several years.
What's sad is it's really nice out right now, but you'll probably be feeling a lot better when it's 30 below zero outside.
Brenda, second shingle shot was the worst for me. Yeah, I'm really starting to feel like I have the flu now. So I would say it's probably the worst for me too. Keeping the ibuprofen down. I did the hyperbaric oxygen today. I'm taking my lysine. I'm doing everything I can to fight it.
You have to do that all for shingles?
No, but I'm just fighting because my immune system is, always be kind. I'm afraid to get the shingle shot. I know I need to get it. Well, here's the thing. There are several people that said you can just take lysine and that helps kill viruses and stuff. So there are alternatives, but I know 2 people in the last, one in the last 6 months and one a couple of years ago that almost went blind because they didn't get their shingle shot. Now, I'm not one of those people that just goes around and getting every vaccine. I never got that thing going around vaccine because it hasn't been tested. And I know there's controversy on all of them. I get it. But sometimes you have to use common sense and you may have a reaction or something. I'm not telling you to do it or not do it. I'm just telling you this is what I did. And the thing is, there are a lot of people who are just completely anti-vaccine altogether. Well, okay, but let's go back 100 years before these things started. People were dying of polio, measles, mumps. Shingles was extremely painful. So I don't get the flu. I didn't get that thing going around, but I do get tetanus. I don't want to get lockjaw.
Which question is it?
Just on, getting those shots in your arms.
We're not against all of them.
You got to use common sense.
A lot of them that have been used a lot over the years for things that used to kill people a lot or cause major serious problems we've gotten. The other one, it started that because it became such a big political thing with a lot of threats from people before it even came out. It made us suspicious. Like, why do you have to threaten people to take this? Like, what's going on here? And so, yeah. So that was the reason why the one and not the other. Was that the question you were just talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're not against them all. Just, mostly that one.
Yeah. So anyway.
But we were trying to decide because Tara didn't think I needed it. The shingles one. Because I take a lot of lysine anyway, but it would be nice to not, end up having shingles later. We both have had chicken pox when we were kids, and I had measles also. So I know that's related to chicken pox, right?
Yeah. So I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you any advice. I'm just telling you what I was doing. You talk to your own doctor and decide what you want to do. Because I do know a lot of this medical stuff they've just gone crazy with, and they shouldn't be. But anyway, that's why I did that. Vicky, joys of home ownership. When one thing doesn't go out, something else will. We never win. Yep.
Well, it's funny because this is kind of like something we learned when we had really no money and we were really kind of desperate and trying to do things, and we came up with budget, and we kept thinking, man, these things keep happening and just blowing our budget. And one day we were like, there's always something unexpected. Maybe we should add a line of whatever unexpected thing we don't know is coming to the budget. And after we kind of started planning for it, it was a lot less serious. This has been more difficult only because as we were going into the absolute slowest time of year for our business, I took a little bit out of our emergency fund because we just wanted to get the house paid off and be done with that, because it was kind of stressing us both really that it wasn't quite paid off, and we had been trying for we really had gone to a overly heroic effort probably for 4 years, so almost 4 years.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, I don't care if you get them or if you don't get them. You can make your own decision. This is just what I talked through with myself. So anyway, Darlene, is your house haunted? Not that I believe in that. Well, I do believe in that. And first of all, I don't think houses are haunted. I think that there are demons that will bother people. But no, I have been in that situation before, and this is not that situation. Satan might be trying to get us frustrated or whatever, but I got Jesus, so I ain't worried about it. He provided all the money. He provided the people to help. Yeah, I got a big old mess to clean up. My plantar fasciitis is so bad I can hardly walk, so I'm a little frustrated, but I'm still forging on. So that's what you do. Happy-go-lucky, curious why you decided to get it. Okay, I just explained all that. Tanya, your new one is easier to install than what we had. Darn thing was next to the power supply. Oh my goodness. By the way, where is our electric box at this house? I don't know that I've ever seen it.
It's directly across from the water heaters on the other wall.
The little meter to read?
Oh, it is.
It's out here.
On the side of the studio, yeah.
It's out here. Okay.
I thought you meant the main box.
Paula, you can send me the next one. Paula, have you tried Dr. Pepper Blackberry? Yes, and I just made a cake on Super Easy Recipes. That's the video, that's the newest video on my other channel, Super Easy Recipes. Oh my goodness. Remember the Blackberry Dr. Pepper cake?
Yes.
Oh,
it was really good.
I know I'm gluten-free, but I had a bite. Man, that puppy was good. Woo. Okay. Let's see. Kim, we had a lightning strike do damage to our house the same day. Our water pipe broke and flooded the kitchen. Oh my goodness. This happened several days before I had major surgery. It is always something. I know. Tina, our gas hot water heater failed us a few weeks ago. It was leaking from the top and bottom. We found out that the people who lived here before didn't have it safely vented. We have lived here almost 10 years. Ooh, that could have been really bad. No kidding. Nancy, I watched your show on YouTube last Christmas. I tried some of your recipes for fudge. They were delicious. Thank you. And Kimberly, what's the name of the mold killer? The last mold killer I sprayed in the basement actually removed the paint from the walls. It was supposed to be safe. Oh, dear. I don't remember. I mean, let me look and see real quick. Spray mold killer. So the one I got was, oh, here it is. Mold armor. So I think the wall's still standing. I haven't looked actually because I just look in and see all the food dumped everywhere.
I was just wondering, is the fan still going in there?
No, I turned it off yesterday.
Oh.
I left it for 3 days. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Donna, the demons are not ghosts of dead people. Yeah, they are not. Let's see, Susie. Our water heater has 15 years old, and rather than wait till it burst, we bought a new one. Now this one's 12 years old, just trying to wait a few more years. Very good. Leslie, we put a water alarm on our hot water heater after the original one broke, and we had water in our basement. I heard the alarm go off, couldn't bear to look, so I woke up my husband. Yeah.
Couldn't bear to
Times
look.
like these, I'm thankful I'm married.
Well,
you.
what's funny is that two of the boys were there, and they, even though they did ask, I don't know what they asked you, but they did seem to take charge of getting
Yes.
everything buttoned up. So
It was just getting me in the house to announce that I was just like, this is a little bit more of an emergency situation than just.
Well, they did call me and say, hey, Dad, what's the best way to deal with this? Because Mom's out here with the shop vac trying to suck it up one shop vac at a time. And like, oh, no, that's going to be a huge, overwhelming disaster. I said, go grab a hose and screw it onto the drain valve and open it up and let it all drain into the drain. And so once they started it draining, I think it was going out the drain fast enough that it stopped coming out of the place where it was leaking.
Yeah.
So we had control of emptying it at that point.
Yeah. Before I get back to the next questions, guys, Dining on a Dime cookbooks on sale right now. You can see our original is right here. 600 pages of easy recipes to get you in and out of the kitchen quick. 400 pages are volume 2. And our gluten-free, dairy-free edition. Also full color pictures, guys. We have pictures, like those luscious deviled eggs. Speaking of devil.
Well, and I don't know, I'm kind of excited to see that our youngest son is making a lot of things out of the cookbook lately, out of these books, and he's finding.
He's the only one that ever wanted to learn to cook.
Well, and I think what's happened with him is he's very thoughtful about things, and he thought, well, I'll try a recipe, and when he tried it, he thought this was so easy that he suddenly wanted to do more. And the other day he was asking things like, can we make onion rings ourselves and different things like that? And I was like, yep. And we even have a recipe for it. And I kind of summarized for him what the recipe would take so he could see how easy it was. So there's just, he's liking seeing how easy it is and how little it costs compared to buying out, which are some of our other kids are in the habit of doing.
Goodbye, Bounty. Get everything in before it hails. Oh my goodness, they're a tornado warning.
Oh my.
Sob says, I still can't believe you guys were in my hometown of Nottingham and we didn't get to do a meetup. Yeah. Actually, we got to do not me. Mike and Jack got to do a meetup improv at Yellowstone this weekend at the Yellowstone Inn.
I thought you were meeting at the there's that.
They went up to Yellowstone this weekend and they were just looking around the Yellowstone Inn and tell them what happened.
We were walking along and there was a big crowd of people, and we were trying to go to an ice cream place that Jack likes there to get an ice cream cone for him. And there was this big line waiting for a food thing. And so we kind of were walking along and I said, Jack, we can just cut through the line right here. And all of a sudden a lady turned around. She's like, oh my gosh, it's you. Oh, she was super excited. And so I was like, oh, wow, cool. And so we ended up taking pictures and
hello, Nadine.
Yeah, hello, Nadine. Nadine said she had been with us for a long time. She talked about buying the Spiral book, which would have been
at least 6 years ago.
It would have been 2019 or earlier. And then mentioning she had the same kind of car as us, we've only had for 2 years. So I was like, wow, you're kind of telling me a lot that makes me realize you've definitely been watching a while. It was awesome meeting you. We should have stayed longer and talked, but it is always funny in those moments though, because we don't really feel particularly like celebrities, but it's funny though, because sometimes when somebody's really excited, and there's a lot of other people standing around. This happened when we were in Vermont at the apple cider mill. Then a lot of other people start wondering, who's that? There's like,
when we went to Branson one year, we went with some friends here, and we'd only lived here like 18 months or something. And we went with them to Branson, and we got recognized, 3-4 times, something like that. And our friend was just like, you're famous. You're actually famous. It's like, well, no, not really. No, people are recognizing on. She thinks that to this day. She thinks that's the
She thinks
funniest
it's
thing.
hilarious. Well, it's funny because we don't usually mind if people say hi to us when we go places, and but it is funny because we're just regular people.
Well, and I thought it was very respectful. She said I was going to post the picture online, but I thought I better wait until the guys get home. And I thought that was very considerate.
Nadine was really awesome.
So thank
but,
you.
But we don't mind necessarily talking a little bit if there's time. And Jack and I, we were just going to go back to our campsite. So we had a little time there.
Yeah.
But
it was funny.
I hope you had a good time, by the way, on your trip.
Goodbye, Sub. Oh my goodness, it's midnight there.
What's funny is she said Sub was saying she said that she missed us when we were in Nottingham, but I told her one of our sons had a friend, Dave met a friend of his. He had a friend in Nottingham that wanted to meet us, and so we went to this pub that was like I think it said something about being the oldest pub in Europe or something like that, and we went in there. And we just got some food and some sodas and stuff. And they were talking and some guy was being kind of rowdy. An older guy had been drinking too much. And everyone was looking like, oh, no, it's that guy again. But he was kind of talking all about political things and all this stuff. And then pretty soon he said something about prime minister. And, well, I bet this young lad over here would be a better prime minister. And he was talking to Jack. So then he nominated.
Jack was only 10 at the time.
So then he was calling out Jack and saying he was nominating Jack for prime minister. And all these people were like, oh, that poor child. But the kids thought it was funny. And it's been a story that we've loved to tell since then.
Yeah.
But it was a pretty cool place built into the side of a hill or something. And it looked like a cave in there, which was really cool. So
send me the next one. Let's see. Everybody's got their water heater in the garage. Yeah, that's a good idea. Wish ours was. Just got a new water heater. The last one lasted 30 years. Wow, that is great. Yeah, they don't make them like you used to. Oh, Nathaniel says, sounds like me with medical issues this year. I feel like something pops up time and time again with hip and back pain, my cerebral palsy. I'm so sorry, Nathaniel. Oh, man. Yeah, that's awful.
And you're such a nice guy. It's too bad. I mean, that it's happening to you, but
hang in there. Susie had a leak behind our darn dishwasher, and over time went behind the wall into 3 rooms, replacing cabinets with 3 rooms of flooring. Insurance is only paying half the cost. Oh my goodness. Brenda says, there goes your lawnmower money. Yep, pretty much. Leslie, yay, your home is paid off. That's fantastic news. Thank you. And Tanya says her son just bought a house. That's great. Hello, Connie, our neighbor.
Oh, yes, Connie. We should still come out and visit sometime. The lawnmower money, though, but there was a lot more lawnmower money than what we have to pay because the water heater had a warranty. So we only had to pay for the labor and the pressure regulator on that. So
yeah. Paula says the builder here attached a sprinkler system control box with drywall multi-ball instead of mortar. Fell off in my hands. Morons. Oh my goodness. Yes.
Yes, we've noticed some janky things like that occasionally on various houses we've had.
Patty, Tara, do you miss having a garden this year? I'm wondering if it's worth it for next year. So I have decided, I haven't even told Mike this, that I am not having a vegetable garden next year.
What?
So we can cut that one off the list.
To be honest, Tara hasn't.
I don't like growing vegetables.
When we lived out in Idaho, we had
but
absolutely no money, and we were just finding plants. And we would find like one little asparagus plant, and we were kind of getting a lot of stuff going from a small amount of plants. That was kind of fun, and it was just us. But now that life is kind of a little busier and all this, I think it's never been her love to do that.
I grow flowers, not
She
vegetables.
loves flowers, and man, her flowers are magnificent. And
well, yeah, they're doing good now. We've had rain several times a week for the last few weeks. We finally found out, we're like, what is going on? This is not Wyoming. Well, they're cloud seeding, so it's actually doing something. But anyway, so all the stuff that I let die is now going crazy. All the tomatoes, I didn't stake them, nothing. They're just all laying on top of the raised beds. So I'm just picking what I can, and I'm watering my flowers by the house and on my porch. So yeah, so I didn't go crazy. I'm working on the big area by the fence for my English garden that I want to put in. Mana, I prayed and anointed your new. Have you prayed and anointed, walk around the property, spoke the name of the blood of Jesus inside and out? So, okay. So, yes, I pray over this stuff. Oh boy. I'm not sure I'm really up to getting into this tonight. Okay. There's a certain amount. Well, okay. Yes, Satan causes these problems. I'm not going to deny that he doesn't. He does. But then there's a certain amount where people keep blaming everything on Satan. And sometimes it's just a 20-year-old house. Sometimes it's just you made a really stupid choice. You know, like you can blame Satan on your body and your feet hurting. But when you go to the Mexican restaurant and eat 20 corn tortilla shells worth of chips and salsa, even before your meal comes, and then you wonder why you're overweight, well, that doesn't really have anything to do with Satan. So, yes, we have prayed over this stuff, and God is showing up, like getting a new water heater in 2.5 hours when we weren't expecting it. We thought we were at least going to have to go all weekend and all that. Or actually, I honestly thought it was going to be several weeks because we've been having a hard time getting repair people out. So right there, that in itself was just a miracle that they came within 30 minutes of calling.
Well, if it wasn't under warranty, we were going to do it ourselves.
Yeah.
Because no reason to pay $3,000 or there's no reason to pay couple $1,000s in labor when it's unscrew some things, take one out and bring the other one in. It's kind of pain in the butt work, but it's not enough to spend that much money on.
So, well, yes, I do believe in that. At the same time, sometimes it's just life. Sometimes it's just things that happen. Sometimes it's your bad decisions. It's not Satan, it's your bad decisions. So to go blaming everything on Satan, I have a problem with that. Sometimes it's just your choices. So, Happy Go Lucky says, Satan tempted me to eat all of the chips and salsa. Well, now that could be true, yes. But you had a choice to go into the temptation, and I'm right there. I'm the one. I will eat the entire basket of chips and salsa and take home my dinner because I love the chips and salsa. And I have sometimes.
I mean, we have had circumstances where it was clear that God was using that circumstance for some better purpose for us. But in general, we did learn a long time ago, particularly with cars, we would buy cheap cars and they were always having problems. Like at the time it was $1,500, I think, for a car.
Yeah, but it wasn't anything that couldn't be fixed or something like that. And that's all we could afford at the time.
But the costs we realized at some point that the cost of repairing those was greater than a car that was only slightly more expensive. Like if you buy a new car, you're still way, way out of whack financially. You're spending a lot more money for the luxury of having the new car. Yeah. But we went from buying $1,500 cars to buying $3,000 cars, and almost all of our major repair issues went away. Yeah. And we didn't just go buy a $3,000 car, but we'd upped our budget range to that. And we looked around and we're like, not this one. It's got all flat tires. Obviously they don't take care of it. Oh, this one's leaking oil like crazy. No, this one, everything's all torn up. It's clear they don't take care of it. Oh, this one's some guy that owns one that his grandmother gave him that she's driven it alone. And
they have 2 kids and need a bigger car.
Yeah. Was it 2 kids or one?
2. No, it was one. It was one.
She was pregnant.
That was the one.
With their first kid.
Yeah.
And they thought that this Toyota Camry wasn't big enough for the 2 of them and one child. And they're like, how come you're buying it? We're like, because we have 5 kids and we just need another car that we can use. So it's kind of hilarious. But it's that kind of thing where we decided to spend just a little bit more money. And then we were super ruthless about rejecting anything that had anything suspicious at all.
Yeah.
So, but it was learning things like that and also learning to budget for emergencies that we didn't expect. It's just, unfortunately, at the moment, the timing was bad and we kind of got caught off guard.
Susie, I don't know if I want snow here in Texas. Last memorable snow is our snow begetting a week of below freezing temps. Yeah, I totally get it. No electricity for a week. Froze family. Did you send me the next one? Hello from Japan, where the heat and humidity lasts at least through September. Yes, that's why I live in Wyoming. She almost passed out bringing in the laundry and was outside less than 5 minutes. Oh, yeah. Connie, we're supposed to be getting a hard winter due to La Nina. That's what I'm hearing. Jim, our anniversary is tomorrow. We'll celebrate 19 years of marriage. Happy anniversary. Tell Robin I'm proud of her for not killing you. Good job. Good job. Patty, did you miss? Well, and yeah, so that's another thing. You know, sticking it out in a marriage. Did you guys just go ahead and, not Jim, but did you just get divorced because your husband was being a turd? And I'm not talking abuse. I'm talking leave his socks and underwear all over the place. Yeah, those things are really irritating. But, you know, people just get divorced, and then these single moms are whining about how I'm a single mom, so I can't blah, blah, blah. I'm a single mom, blah, blah, blah. Ugh, the single mom card, I just want to slap people upside the head. It's like, okay, you're a single mom. During the Civil War, like 70% of the women were single moms or something like that. It was some ridiculous number. So this is not something new. You just go on, keep doing what you can. Yeah, it stinks, but you know, that's just what you do. So, let's see. Did I see the recall on the Walmart ship? I did. And, Tara, what experience do you have with begonias? My tuberous ones are beautiful this year, but I've never tried wintering them inside. They say they won't. Just preserve the tubers. Yeah, you can just pull the tubers out and put them in sawdust or between newspaper or something like that. Now, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It's worth trying. It's definitely worth trying, but sometimes it doesn't work. So just so you're warned. Michelle said, I got festive ground turkey at Walmart for $1.98 to replace ground beef. That's great. And Amazing Grace was 76 out. Oh my goodness. She's got disappointing gardens too. Heidi, my mom had shingles and infected her eyesight. Yep. Valley Badlands, we just spent 3 days knocking down our second cut hay. Severe thunderstorm alert just hit the airways. Pray it passes us by. Oh my goodness. Heidi, my dad and his siblings had polio as children and they had to learn to walk all over again. Yeah. Danner, Deborah, plantar fasciitis is awful. I'm at the point where I can almost not walk. So I went to the functional medicine doctor yesterday, and there's a new functional medicine shot they can give you that is extremely painful. They said, but they say that it helps people quite a bit. So it's like, oh, actually it's giving me chills just thinking about doing it. After my headache shots, I don't know. I want to do that again. But anyway, I've committed. Robin, years ago, I replaced the water heater. A year later, it failed. Asked the company if they would replace. A few $100s getting sold. Nope. They returned it to Home Depot and they installed it. It was great. Man, that's great. Kimberly got the shingles shot after her sister-in-law got shingles and suffered. So glad I did. Yep. Kate, can you freeze fudge? I don't know if you can really freeze fudge. I would think the condensation would kind of ruin the texture of it. You can try it and let me know how it goes, but I don't know. Susie says she's never made one of our recipes that wasn't great. She loves them. Thank you. You guys check out livingonadime.com. You can see all of our recipes there. 25% off our cookbooks. A lot of the recipes in our cookbooks are on our website. You can go check them out. Nancy, Aldi has a good gluten-free cake mix for $2.95. Yeah, that's not bad. Rose Family groceries high this month. Send me next one. And it has, as it is a holiday called Obon for several days where families get together and people get their summer bonuses from work. Oh, cool. Baking season is coming on. Looking for those good deals. Says SCMTO. South Carolina Mountain Gal 01. Oh, see, I figured out what her thing was. Daniel says, I found 12 count Cottonelle toilet paper for $11.99 at Kroger, but they had a $1 and $2 off coupon. Very good. He stacked them and got $7.99 for 12 loads. You go. Man, you are the coupon king. Shelly, paid my car off and the AC went out the same day. The dealership paid $2,300. My husband checked fuses. Boom, it was fixed. Oh, my word. Seriously? Oh, that would make me so mad. The same thing happened with our house air conditioner. It wasn't working, and so Mike called somebody out. How much was it going to be? $10,000 or something to replace the AC? I don't know. It was really expensive.
Something like that. Well, they didn't actually give us a quote, but it looked like it was going to be
about $10,000. So then he called it. Why did we even call a second opinion? I don't even remember why. And the guy was like, you just need more Freon. So I'll just put the Freon in. And he said, I bet it'll hold because it's got to be a little tiny leak. And sure enough, it's held all summer.
Well, I was wondering if, because they're trying to punish people for using older refrigerants that were the amazing new refrigerant that wasn't going to hurt the environment last year, and now it is. Or, I mean, every couple of years they do that. And so because of that, it was really expensive for the refrigerant. So I was like, does this mean it's going to keep leaking? And the guy seemed to say yes, and we should probably just replace the whole thing. But when this other guy came out, he said, well, who knows? It could have leaked that amount out over the 20 years the house has been here. So we usually recommend, if we can't find a leak, then we recommend going ahead and topping it off and then seeing if it leaks after that. And it hasn't. So,
yeah. Jim wants to know how much would we put into a car now? So we just bought Jack a car for $3,000. It needs about $500 worth of work at the moment, probably. Although him and his buddies are going to work on it and see if they can do it for less.
If we were buying a sedan, for us, we'd probably spend around $5,000.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. But we wouldn't just, again, we don't just buy one. We look in that price range and we go visit a number of them. And usually, and we're kind of ruthless about anything that's any fluid. If it leaks any kind of oil, then no. If it looks like oil's been leaking all over the engine, then no. Usually it's pretty obvious. There's like water in the trunk. It's not taken care of. Yeah, there's all sorts of things we've noticed. So.
Paula may have to try onion rings again. Volume 1 in Dining on a Dime. Also livingonadime.com is where you can get that recipe. I love fried onion rings. Ugh. Pam says, house repairs is the variable dollars of ownership. Yep. Nancy says, I don't think I could cook anymore if she didn't have the gluten-free, dairy-free, the green one cookbook. It has been such a blessing and the recipes are so good. Thank you. I did test all of those and I made sure they actually tasted good because I don't like gross gluten-free food. Susie, I bought your first book used and bought 5 more new for family and friends. Well, thank you. Angie, I also have the Spiral Bound cookbook and I love it. Have volume 2 as well. Good. Paula says we don't have many bees. Have seen less than a year. Man, not us. Whew. Rachel, I have a Mr. Leek & Rose that's 25 years old. Oh, wow. Kimberly, the deviled eggs are the bomb. Yep. And no, I don't call them angel eggs. That's just being, sorry if anybody does that. I apologize if anybody does that. Darlene, I had a unique bout of shingles. Been told shingles usually is on the one side and doesn't jump to the midline. I had it in both eyes and face. Also had 4-inch band all the way around my midsection. Doctor said he hadn't seen it this bad. I did lose some vision in one eye on the fence for shingles vaccine, but may get it. Ooh. Susie, we have had many devastating things happen this year, and I've been down, but hubby says we should be grateful for everything we have. Yes, and we are grateful. I'm not sitting here trying to complain. I'm just trying to give people encouragement that when they go through things like this, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and no, it's not always a train. It's not. Paula, I've had begonias the last 3 years, planted warm winters in Texas and high power sheep manure. Yeah, in Texas, they would do really good. Montana girl, I have hydrangeas and pots that are going great, but did not bloom at all. Any advice? Yes, hydrangeas bloom on the 2nd year stem. So when a stem grows, don't prune it. Only prune the stems each flower off. And then those flowers will grow stem, and then the next year they'll go. So why your hydrangeas don't bloom is because you're cutting off the blooms either in the spring or the fall. So they bloom on a 2-year stem. Okay. Same with mock oranges. I have mock oranges that do that too, and they smell so good. By the way, I got hydrangeas starts and they're in water and they're taking off really, really good. So yeah, I'm going to try and see if I can get several hydrangeas for my English garden over there. Kimberly says she freezes homemade fudge and it turns out fine, no problem. She followed the recipe on the marshmallow fluff. Oh, there you go. Karen says, why would you freeze fudge? There shouldn't be any left. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Amazing Grace, my garden vegetables and flowers turn out this year are depressing. I'm thinking about not doing one next year. I have weeds taking over. Yeah. Yeah. Susan, have you tried PRP therapy for pain? That's actually the shot that I'm getting in 3 weeks. I don't know. Susan, excuse me, Susan B. Tell me your experience or email me your experience because I don't know. I'm cringing thinking about pain again, but then if I could actually walk, it would be great. And my wonderful hubby has been massaging my calves and ankles and feet.
That's not what you say when I'm rubbing.
Almost every night. Well, I'm doing my breathing exercises.
Man, it's almost like
it's awful.
It's almost like when she was in labor and back in the day.
I don't even know if labor was as bad. It's bad. It really, really hurts. I mean, yeah, okay, labor was probably bad, but Susan, when you find a good, honest repairman, hold on too tight. Yes, and we send him lots of cake. Paula, my mom's 70 side by side fridge, I assume, lasted 40 years. They last 5 now. Yeah. Nothing green about new appliances. Yep. Hello, Torrid. Hello. I hope you guys are doing well. Susie, you encourage us all. You're a great example of good family. Oh, are we a good family?
Oh, thanks.
Susan says the PRP therapy is they put blood through a centrifuge and put the plasma back in the area of pain. So hopefully it will regrow where it's torn and that type of thing. So, but I don't know. Tara, could you do a video or a live on getting flowers ready for fall? I could, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get my flowers ready for fall this year. My foot is hurting so bad. I have already made plans that I may just have to leave them. We have a fence that I really want to get up. I got T-posts this weekend. That video is coming out in the next week or two. But I got T-posts because we got the auger, and where we're putting the fence, you guys saw where I stained the fence. I'm putting an English garden in there, hopefully. And the auger wouldn't even go into the one section with rocks. So I am having Jack dig me a bunch of holes with the auger on the dirt part. I thought that was pretty brilliant of me, if I do say so myself.
Yeah.
He doesn't think so. But Rachel, why do you have to wait 3 weeks? Because she doesn't have the supplies. All right. Let's see. Tari, have you ever tried frankincense essential oil on your feet? It helps me in the short term. No, I don't know, but I think I got some right over here. Maybe I should go get it and try. I do put the Voltaren. Is that what it's called? I think. Pain reliever.
Yeah, the Voltaren.
Stuff.
It is Voltaren.
I'm icing it. I have arch supports, hot water, massage. Just bought another massage thing for my feet and calves so Mike doesn't have to do it every night. And I watched a YouTube guy, and he was like, well, you just have to reduce the load. So that's a very polite way of you got to get some weight off. So I've gotten 12 pounds off so far, very slowly. But it's better than nothing, and I'm thankful. So I have to reduce the load. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, well, of course, he was a YouTube doctor, you said?
Yeah.
I one time had a doctor tell me, you know, when you have a pickup and it's loaded up like a dump truck, that the tires kind of bulge out on the edges.
It's a half-ton pickup and you got a ton in there.
Like, are you telling me I'm fat? He said, well, yeah. I said, you're an amazing doctor. I'll have to come back because most doctors don't have the guts to tell people what they need to hear.
Yeah.
Which is that. So.
Yeah. And it says the lace curtains in my last video were made by the company she used to work at. She probably had a man in hand in making them. Oh, that's funny. I got them from my neighbor who didn't want them anymore. And I ended up never using them. I got really good money for them. I couldn't believe it. Susie, do you own the property across the street where the fence goes? No, we don't. But there's rock behind there, and our neighbor was okay with that. And then on the other neighbor, she's got a greenhouse and some plastic stuff. So the first rain, it'll just wash off any that we got over there. But we were super careful. And then we have a third neighbor that kind of iffy. Thankfully, that was a short part of the fence. So Jack and I took a big painting cloth tarp and we dropped it down the backside on their side, hung it on the top, just held it on the top, and then sprayed and then just paint brushed the top of it. So we wouldn't get any over there. They had chickens, so I was trying to be nice. So anyway, Michelle is working with a dietitian. Yep, that's good. Susie, I've been told I need to lose 20 pounds. Ask the doc if it hurts more to exercise. I know. Now pat me on the back carefully because my arm hurts. Oh, thanks. I have been exercising officially for 10 weeks, 10 and a half weeks every day. Well, 5 days a week.
Very
5 days
cool.
a week.
Yay.
Pat me on the back again. Thank you.
You've been doing a fine job too, I can tell.
You can?
Yep.
Do I have buns of steel?
Well, that's for me to know. And,
Everybody else not to know.
Not to find out, yes.
Woo, thank goodness.
I spared you all the graphic details.
Of Tara's buns of steel, huh?
Yeah.
Amazing Grace, how are you going to put your vinyl fence pieces in the ground? I have some also, but I'm not sure what to use to support them in the ground with. So you can just put 4x4s and put the white posts over. I am using rebar and T-posts because we cannot get a hole in the ground. Sometimes my brilliant ideas aren't so brilliant. Like today at the Restore. Oh, do I even say what happened at the Restore today? I feel so bad.
I don't remember what happened. Oh, that. It's up to you.
I don't know. Do you guys want to hear about the Restore real quick? Okay, I'll tell you what happened. So I was going to paint our house because I'm trying to get all of this stuff that I've bought put up, and some of it goes on our house, where our house needs to be painted because it's 20 years old. The Restore has great paint that I love. And so I went and got 20 gallons of this green paint, and I was going to make it dark to be this forest green. And I went to test my 1 gallon and add black to get it darker. All it did was turn it gray. So then I went to Sherwin-Williams and got some blue, yellow, and red colorant, which was $10 for this much of each, or for 2 of them, and this much for 1 of them. And started putting the coloring in, and it turned right back to the color I started with. I was like, okay, I got to give this up now. Are you leaving? Okay, have fun. No smoking, no drinking.
He's wondering if I want to go with him.
Oh, are you going with him?
Well, I was thinking about going there. We were discussing going in the same car.
Okay, go, because I'm done. And so then...
Just, bye, everyone. You can shut it down.
Okay. So then, there he is. Mr. Handsome number 4. Number 4. The best youngest son ever. So
Bye.
Then I was like, okay, I should just not do this. So I went back to the Restore and begged Brad, the manager. He's a great guy. We love Brad. And I said, can I either get a refund or exchange this? He said, well, I can't refund it, but I can exchange it. So I brought all 20 gallons back in. They refunded it, gave me white. Now, what I'm going to do with 20 gallons of white paint, I have absolutely no idea. But that's more versatile than the green that I couldn't use. So I was very frustrated. So I guess that's God's sign to me that I'm not going to be painting the house this fall because I can't walk either. So I'm not painting anything except for the fence. I got to get the fence done. So anyway, Paula says, I'm so old, I don't care if it's been a seal or not. That's funny. Warden Beth says, it's taken me 15 years to lose 460 pounds on my own without surgery or drugs. I have to go see a doctor for skin removal. Oh my goodness, girl. That is great. Good job. I don't care if it did take you that long. That is wonderful. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, Amazing Grace. T-posts are probably cheaper. And I got mine at a garage sale for $2.50 instead of $7 at Home Depot. So I hope they're going to work. They're 6 foot and I need 4 foot. So I don't know if we can pound them in the ground that far. But the guy did give me, I got him on Upcycle, and the guy did give me a full-fledged cutter, chop saw cutter to cut the posts down if I needed to for free, to throw it in there. I was like, wow. So I don't know if we actually want to do that though. Little shards of metal blowing everywhere could be probably way more expensive than just buying the T-posts the size I need. So we'll see. If not, I'll put them back on Upcycle if they don't work. Paula, use the white paint for decorative fencing. Yeah, I am using the white paint for that, but I already have 5 gallons of white paint for outdoor that I can use for that, but it's fine. My gym lady, she's remodeling her garage to make an apartment for her father-in-law. She said she'll take 5 gallons. So maybe I can just keep giving it to people until I use it all. So anyway, guys, check out our cookbooks, Dining on a Dime cookbooks, right now in the description below. Thank you for joining us. We will see you guys next time. Have a great night.